Okay, we're back, and as you can see, I'm standing up here. My phone went off again, sorry. I'm standing up here on the edge. I just used levitation to get up here because I was having trouble. Bolden Venom looks like he's stuck in the wall, but I really don't want to risk going down there just yet, so let's just start casting stuff at him and see how it goes. Elemental Burst, we're gonna do. Wow, that didn't work at all, did it? Shit! Not really what I meant to do, but alright. He's definitely stuck in the wall. We might have lucked out like crazy. Don't know what's happening. Wow, yeah, we are doing a shitload of damage with this, huh? That's kinda lucky. Well, that was easy. Huh. Yeah, I thought that was gonna be way harder, but apparently not, because he got stuck in a wall. Lucky us, I guess. All that preparation and all we needed was a couple scrolls of Elemental Burst Frost. So, yeah, so he does have a shitload of stuff. He's got this Ebony Cuirass worth 35,000, Ebony Boots are 10,000, Greaves 22,000, Pauldrons are 12,000 each, and he's got some fancy-ass clothing on, so that's worth some stuff too. He's also got a key, which I'm going to go ahead and take for no real reason. It doesn't weigh anything, so, you know, feel free. Where's his katana? Oh, there it is. Daedra Dai Katana is worth 120,000 gold. It is worth a lot of money, and it does a shitload of damage. Granted, it's sort of spread out between 1 damage and 60, so it's a little bit like using an axe in Final Fantasy XII, where you really don't know how much damage it's gonna do. So anyway, that was fucking easy in a really stupid, inane kind of way. Yeah. I don't really know. That's kind of weird. I didn't really expect that to work. We'll loot his body and sell it off screen. What is this? Iron dagger, weird. I'll loot it off screen because I'm gonna have to cheat to sell it, like I mentioned that one time. So, I'm not here for trouble. What's over here? Water? Yeah, it's water. So anyway, I don't know how to get out of here. Anyway, like I said, the stuff is too heavy and it's worth so much that no one will be able to buy it, so I'm gonna cheat and sell it. So I'll just do that off screen and not worry about it. Well, with that done, we have to go back to, we'll need to go back to Athens Cerethi so that we can get our Hortator item and be named Hortator for Redoran, because all of the counselors agree or are dead. And then we can begin the Telvanni quests, which, one of them will be kind of tough, and one of them won't. So, I don't even know what I just said. I actually spaced out while speaking, and I feel really terrible about it. One of them will be really tough to do, and most of the counselors will be fine. Because we go the bribing route, always. What is my speechcraft? It's actually kind of important. 30. That might not actually be high enough. Oh well, that's okay. I think I've got a spell or something to boost speechcraft. There's one counselor who's kind of totally crazy, and you have to have a certain speechcraft level in order to get her. She tells you a story, and you have to interrupt her story, but in order to do so, you have to have your speechcraft at a certain level. So, right. Stupid. Okay, well, I should have gone into the Mages Guild, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Take us to Aldrune. Thank you. You do spend a lot of money on fast travel. It is much more economically sound. Well, I guess economically sound? To walk everywhere, but fuck that. That's crazy. I really like this mod that allows you to see farther into the distance. Like, normally in the game you wouldn't be able to see Ghost Fence from here. That's Ghost Fence up there. But I like being able to see it because that is kind of more realistic. I mean, it would be faded out a little bit more probably, but I don't know, it feels more real to me, being able to see that far. Okay. Athens Serethi's over that way, I think. So yeah, that was oddly easy. If you don't get him stuck in the wall, you're gonna want to get someplace safe or run away so that you don't get hit by his weapon, because it will hurt a lot. See, I only have 83 health. That weapon can do up to 60. It would take 2 hits if he did full damage.
Okay, Outlander, but make it quick.
Redoran Hortator. The Council of Redoran is in agreement. You are the Hortator of House Redoran. I hope you are as successful in persuading the rest of Morrowind to unite against Dagoth and his blighted hosts. On behalf of the House and the Council, take the Ring of the Hortator, a token of your office. By this ring, others shall know you as our chosen champion. I have also a sealed package for you. I do not know what it contains, but I received it from a contact in the highest ranks of the temple. My guess is that it has something to do with the temple's position on your claim to fulfill the Nerevarine prophecies. And here is a copy of a recent public notice identifying you as an Imperial agent. I am satisfied of your sincerity, but I warn you that others may not be so understanding. So you get some stuff. You can check your journal. You get named Hortator. I did actually want to read you some stuff, so let's use some of the rest of this video to do that. We got a message from Dagoth when we contracted corporous disease. So it's been a while, but I figured we should probably read this letter. My Lord Nerevar Indoril, High Resdania, my lord, friend, and companion. Once we were friends and brothers, Lord Nerevar, in peace and in war. No houseman ever served you better, or more faithfully. Much that I did was at your command, at great cost to myself and my honor. Yet beneath Red Mountain you struck me down as I guarded the treasure you bound me by oath to defend. It was a cruel blow, a bitter betrayal to be felled by your hand. But remembering our old friendship, I would forgive you and raise you high in my service. The 6th house was long dead, but only sleeping. Was not dead, but only sleeping. Now we wake from our long dream, coming forth to free Morrowind of foreign rulers and divine pretenders. When the land is swept clean of false friends and greedy thieves, the children of Veloth will build anew a garden of plenty in this blighted wasteland. Come to Red Mountain, old friend. For the fellowship and honor that we once shared, I would grant you counsel and power, if only you would pledge that friendship anew. The path to Red Mountain is long and filled with danger, but if you are worthy, you will find there wisdom, a firm friend, and all the power you will need to set the world aright. As ever, your respectful servant and loyal friend, Lord Vorin Dagoth. So, he basically wants us to be his BFF again, because he respects us, which is actually quite a gentlemanly thing to do for a dude who's, trying to wipe the Outlanders out of a country. So, we won't be doing that, obviously. We won't be agreeing to that. Here's a note from the Archcanon that we just got from Serethi. A package sealed with an anonymous wax seal containing a single page unsigned note. On the cover of the package, to the Outlander lately proclaiming his identity as the Nerevarine, to be delivered with haste. The note itself. The assertions being made in direct contradiction of the doctrine of the Temple, namely, that you are the Nerevarine, the reincarnation of the sainted Lord Nerevar, are, in addition to being against the Temple teaching, incredible and implausible in the extreme. The revelations made by the Inquisition, namely, that you are yourself, in fact, an agent of the Imperial Intelligence Service, otherwise known as the Order of Blades, lately made with substantial evidence by the Lord High Archordinator Beryl Sala, further calls into question the validity of and motivations behind your claims. However, as incredible as your claims are, as much as they are in direct contradiction of the teachings of the Temple, and as tainted as they are by inferences to be made upon your close association with the covert policies and interests of the Emperor, the interests of the Temple and its leadership, and in particular the interests of his immortal lordship Vivek, are best served by a close and personal examination of the claims being made, and close and personal examination of the motivations and character of the claimant. The temple, through its examinations of its records, and in particular the records of the hieroglypha and apocrypha, is intimately familiar with the many and varied claims of signs and feats that would mark the Nerevarine according to prophecy. Therefore, in the event of the fulfillment of certain of those most remarkable and scarcely credible claims, namely that the claimant should at one time be the acknowledged holder of several ancient titles of power and authority to the Dunmer people, to wit, Hortator of the Great Houses and Nerevarine of the Ashlander tribes, the temple proposes that the claimant of the identity of the Nerevarine shall present himself for inspection before his reverend honor Archcanon Lord Tholar Saryani, High Archcanon and Chancellor of Vivec, Archcanon of the Canonry of Vardenfell, Archpriest of the High Fane, for a review and consideration of his claims and identity. However, until such time as the claimant actually has been named Hortator separately and jointly by the three great houses of Vardenfell, and at the same time has been named Nerevarine separately and jointly by the 4 tribes of the Ashlanders, there is no purpose in reviewing or discussing these claims. Shit. Because of the temple's official position on the prophecy of the Nerevarine, and in the interests of preserving the security of the claimant from those parties who might wish to do him harm, it is convenient that the claimant of the title Nerevarine shall present himself in secret to Archcanon Saryoni in the Archcanon's private quarters in the High Fane of Vivec. To signify agreement with these terms and conditions for a meeting with the Archcanon, the Nerevarine claimant may present himself to the healer of the High Fane of Vivec, Danso Indules, and the necessary arrangements will be made. Once again, no purpose is served by a meeting until the claimant is named Hortator of the 3 great houses and is named Nerevarine of the 4 Ashlander tribes. Written at the request of, and in the name of his reverend honor Tholar Saryani, Archcanon and Chancellor of Vivec, Deleno Loran, Priest of Vivec, assistant to the Archcanon. So basically, that was a really long-winded way of saying, hey, we don't really like the Nerevarine prophecies, but if you end up being Hortator and Nerevarine and fulfilling the 4th and 5th trials, you should come meet us for a meeting because Vivec has some interest in you, which is kind of a big deal. So, that's something of note. Then we'll read the public notice that he gave us. Well-beloved people of Morrowind, take heed, take warning. The outlaw named Lawroos the Blind, stated trade of vagabond, lately called Incarnate and Nerevarine, is now shown to the investigating ordinators and magistrates of this district to be an agent in the pay of the Imperial Intelligence Service. This outlaw's claims are false. The prophecies this outlaw cites are discredited. The dishonest character and base purposes of the outlaw in perpetuating this hoax are now made clear to all observers. Lawroos the Blind is sought for various crimes by ordinators and town guards. Report all encounters with this outlaw to the proper authorities. If you see this outlaw in public, give the alarm. Published by the authority of the Temple, the Order of the Watch, Magistrates of Vardenfell District, under the signature and authority of Grand Master Beryl Sala, Captain of the Watch. Hear and heed. So, we are in some big trouble with the law right now because of this shit. Our reputation is 19, which is actually pretty fucking big. People know us now. Incidentally, if your reputation happens to be over 50, I think, at the time when you do this quest, you don't actually have to be named Nerevarine and Hortator. Nibani Maisa will basically say you need to go talk to the Archcanon right now, and then you can go skip all of this, which is great, but shit, that would take forever, and I don't really know how you get reputation points, so screw it, we're just gonna keep doing it. Yes. So anyway, now that we've read those, just thought I'd fill you in on some stuff that we hadn't really covered before. So we are now Hortator of 2 of the Great Houses, which leaves 1 Great House and 3 Ashlander tribes to name us Nerevarine. So I'm going to end the video now, and when we come back, we will begin the Telvanni quests.